This is Arvin Vora, founder of Vora Method and author of How to Get into an Ivy League College. In this video, I'm going to explain how the new Vora Method digital correspondence college essay course works. Here's how it's going to work. The student's going to do a lesson. The lesson will be a series of videos, texts, etc. And then at the end of it, he's going to submit basically a homework assignment about that. Now, when we get the student's answer, we're going to give one of two possible answers. First possibility is that, yes, everything you did here is totally 100% right. The other possibility is that this requires tutoring. Now, this is really different from what we do in Vora Method group classes. In say, the SAT math class, you'll try something, you'll try again, and eventually get it. And that works well for SAT, but it doesn't work well with college essays because the college essays are so much more nuanced and complex that just banging your head against the wall trying the same thing repeatedly isn't really going to get the job done. So you either get a yes or requires tutoring. Tutoring, by the way, is not included in the price of the correspondence course. The tutoring is extra. It's $200 an hour. There are, however, no minimum requirements. So that means if you do a 15-minute tutoring session, you pay $50, not $200. So students, obviously do your absolute best with each of these assignments. You only get one chance. It's not like Vora Method group class where you get infinity chances. You get exactly one chance to do this. And if you don't get it, that's all right. You just do tutoring right after that. Let me explain, though, for both students and parents, why we have it go directly to tutoring. I'm going to use a couple examples. The first situation is sometimes there's just some miscommunication going on, and miscommunication is just not going to be addressed by back and forth email. Back and forth email is going to make miscommunication worse, if anything, and maybe prevent me from being able to see what's going on behind the scenes. So I'll give you this example. Some of the questions in the correspondence course are really simple. They're not hard to do. So the question might be, make up some weird major. That's one of the questions that comes up in the course. And suppose the student comes up with this: the geometries of religion, how Euclidean and non-Euclidean approaches shape theology. That would be a great answer. That'd be a fantastic answer. If I saw that, I'd be like, yep, go on to the next question. But sometimes what's happening behind the scenes is there's a bit of confusion going on between the discussion between the student, the parent, etc. Parents, my recommendation for parents, by the way, is just don't check the student's work. Don't give the student any hints. Just let the student do his or her own thing. A lot of times, if the parent grew up in a country that has a very different education system for higher education in the United States, then your correct answers might seem insane to them. So, for example, if your parent, say, grew up in England you apply to a very specific major. You apply to chemistry. You don't come up with crazy stuff to get into Oxford or Cambridge. So it's a really different system of rules. And if your parent grew up in a country that follows that type of system, or just grew up in the United Kingdom, the stuff we're going to do here is going to seem wrong, and your correct answers might seem wrong. So the student might actually give a totally correct answer. The parent might give an angry response. So the student, listening to the parent, will say, okay, biology and chemistry. The parent undisowns the child, and the student sends to me the answer, biology and chemistry. Now let's see what happens next. At this point, I'm a little bit confused, right? Because I've seen the student, I think he's pretty smart, and the answer is so bad that I'm literally wondering if the student just has a brain injury or something. I might say, well, maybe the student's illiterate, but it's on a video, so the illiteracy explanation doesn't really work here. So what do I say to the student? I said, let's say I just emailed that back, right? I said, you've totally missed the point, redo it. Also, you might need to visit a neurologist because you might have had a neurological event. Now, I send this to the student, so the student tries again. Maybe he gets another correct answer. The parent looks it over, says nope, makes it incorrect, and goes back. So what's happening over here, in the space of 2 or 3 days, this might happen a lot of times, the student's going to mentally implode completely. I mean, something so stressful like this, the parents are going to be super angry. It's not a good situation. So one of the reasons that we immediately jump to tutoring, there's no in-between step, there's no second try or anything like that, is because miscommunication can happen. And here's the thing. How long would this have taken me to fix? How long would a tutoring session? This wouldn't be a 15-minute tutoring session. This would be a 5-minute tutoring session, if that. So for a really small amount of time and money, we can save a total psychological implosion followed by the student giving up and not getting the opportunities that the student rightly should have. So sometimes we do tutoring for that reason. It's not the only reason, though. Some of the questions in the correspondence course are hard. They're just really hard questions. They're hard for anybody to do. A lot of the questions in our analogical reasoning lessons they're just super hard. The student might be legitimately very stuck. So now we have two choices, right? We could theoretically email back and forth, try a bunch of times, and then guaranteed 100% no exceptions. The student would then have to do tutoring anyway to get to it. Or we can just skip all that nonsense and go right to tutoring. The questions in the college correspondence courses are designed so that if you get it, you'll get it right in your first try. And if you don't, it's realistically only tutoring is going to be able to address that issue. So it's really different from the way we do SAT training, where the questions are designed that you try it 5 or 6 or 10 times and you get it. The college correspondence course, it's not going to be like that at all. It's pretty much you're either going to get it right away or we're going to have a discussion through tutoring so that you get it. If you get it requires tutoring, just set up a tutoring session. It's going to get the problem solved. These things are all very, very solvable. Some will be really short tutoring sessions. Some will be really long tutoring sessions. Students, the best thing you can do is give every one of these homework assignments your absolute best, because there are no second chances on this. It's right or tutoring. Parents or students, if you have any questions, please email me at learn@voramethod.com.